Okay, so today is Sunday, 31st of August, 2025, 11 a.m., temperature 31 degrees centigrade, which I think is about 88 degrees Fahrenheit. It's going to be hot today in my subtropical summer, but I'm comfortable enough. I'm sitting in the shade contemplating my MEDAKA. But this hot weather gets me thinking about the lifespan of MEDAKA outdoors in my experience. Now, I've never kept MEDAKA in an indoor aquarium where, everything is strictly under control, temperature, water quality, etc., etc. And because of that, I think the lifespan of MEDAKA may be about 30 years or so. 30, 3 years or so. But as I say, I've never kept MEDAKA indoors, but that would be my guess of the lifespan under really controlled conditions of temperature, etc. And those are optimum conditions. But outdoors, it is very difficult to get optimum conditions. And because you can't get optimum conditions, the lifespan of MEDAKA outdoors is usually found to be in the range of 1 to 2 years. And that depends on climate and all sorts of other factors which may affect lifespan. Now, looking at this tub here, I've got netting to protect against predators, for example, birds and dragonfly larvae. I've got a small filter to maintain water quality, but the important thing it also does is that the aeration ensures good dissolved oxygen content in the water, because once water temperatures get above about, say, 30 degrees, 35 degrees centigrade, fish start to suffer from deprivation, deprived of oxygen a bit, so their health can suffer. I also keep the water clear, so I can observe the health of the fish. If the water was green, I really wouldn't be able to see how healthy they were. I use bare bottoms in the tub, in no substrate, so I can easily siphon out all the debris, uneaten food, etc. So I try and get the best conditions I can outdoors. However, and it's a big however, at this time of year, towards the end of summer, I often find dead adult fish. For example, in this tub in June, beginning of the summer, I had 8 adult fish. In the last 2 months, 6 have died, and there are only 2 adults left. The others in there are healthy, strong juveniles I've added recently from the spring breeding season, and there have been no fatalities with those at all. Now, similarly, in this tub, there were 9 adults at the start of the summer, a couple of months ago. Now there are only 3 still alive. The others are recently added, healthy, strong juveniles from the spring breeding season. Now, the explanation for the deaths of the adults in both tubs, because they were from the spring breeding season last year in 2024, which means that they're now about 16 months old, and unfortunately either already at or near the end of their lifespan. which probably might be about 18 months within that 1 to 2 year lifespan you might get in outdoor conditions. Now, although I try to optimize water conditions to keep the fish healthy, the big factor in these relatively short lifespans is that at high water temperatures, a MEDAKA's metabolism speeds up. The fish grow faster, the fish mature quicker, and they breed more often. And this accelerates the aging process. And with my hot summer climate, this results in an average lifespan around about 18 months, I think, within the normal 1 to 2 year range, depending on what sort of conditions you have in your climate when you have MEDAKA outdoors. So just in detail, I mean, the adults in these tubs, they hatched in spring 2024, so that means they lived through the 2024 summer. They had 2 breeding seasons, one in the 2024 autumn, and then one recently in the 2025 spring. And now they're going through their second summer in 2025. And unfortunately, this second summer with high temperatures will prove too much for most of them. And they're, as I say, either at or getting towards the end of their lifespan. In temperate climates with lower temperatures, resulting in MEDAKA having a slow metabolic rate in the summer, I assume that lifespan outdoors would probably be at least 2 years or so. And this sort of thing is what I really get through all my tubs, the adults. Yeah, maybe 18-month lifespan. Now, I mean, MEDAKA are used in research laboratories worldwide, and this sort of lifespan appears to be typical, with higher water temperatures substantially shortening the lifespan. When I first started keeping MEDAKA outdoors, I thought maybe wasn't looking after them very well, because their lifespan under my care was no more than about 18 months. However, my experience has shown, and the things I've read indicate that in my climate, a lifespan really about 18 months is the best that these small, lively fish can achieve. But I like to think, keeping them outside is giving as much of a natural life as possible. So, I am in fact looking after them reasonably well. Okay,